Halsom!
I'm sorry. I thought she was trying to help. Arela said that the person who killed Mum was on this side. That's why I took Mum's key. Where are we?
The end of the world. This is where I grew up.
But I thought...
There's no time.
Dad.
Forrest, listen to me.
But that's not my name. Why are you...
Listen. Remember your history lessons.
The coup. You had to leave until you were ready.
Exactly.
You left the south?
I only came to the south when I was 18.
I don't understand. What's that?
A time machine.
It's tiny.
It can only go back so far. Your mum and I made it when we realised...
Dad!
Princess?
Come on, work, you stupid bloody thing!
You've got nowhere to run now.
Delaying the Ashes, Act 1. An audio play written for T24 by Grayson and Emily Berry. At the end of the world, there is a gate. Not your average sort of garden gate that keeps nosy neighbors from peeking. It's a towering colossus of magic, hidden in the depth of Team Forest, and seems impenetrable.
The key word being seems.
Yes, thank you for that input.
Sorry.
Our story begins at this gate, about 200 years into your future, where most things have stayed the same.
Because you can't change everything just like that.
The rich get richer,
While the poor get poorer.
under the guise that the old way is the best way to live.
With the exception of cloud dragons.
Yeah, they're a thing now.
A really cool thing.
There's still separation,
And segregation.
and we've worked out that we're not in a simulation.
The North and the South are as separate as they have always been, except this time with a gate standing in the way rather than politics.
In Viron, a city in the south, the gate has never existed. But it was never told to children as a way to scare them into their beds at night.
In Tima, a village in the north, well, that's a whole other story altogether.
Because in Tima, there are legends surrounding the gate, of how after the war it was built to keep the north and the south separate, that only the royal family has hold of the key, and only those deemed worthy enough could pass through the gate and go between worlds. For the most part, people grew out of the myth.
They thought that it was merely a children's story, that it truly was the end of the world.
Halsom Bennett thought differently.
He's the one whom the story surrounds. Of course, there are others who play a part, but that's either going too far forwards or backwards to talk about. But right now, there is Hal. Too big of a face for Tima, but too small to really go anywhere else.
Mum, there's a whole world beyond the gate. And I read in this book by this guy called Pythagoras that the world is round. And the same guy talked about...
Leo let you into the library again, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And what did you promise him this time?
A winter coat?
And I suppose I'll be the one making it. Oh, don't smile at me like that. Bloody hell, go on then. I'll throw in a hat for him as well if you want to go in again.
Thanks, Mum. I can teach you about triangles if you want.
I think I'll be fine, Hal.
Or if you want, there's a book about the sun and how it's the centre of the universe.
Really, I think I'm fine. Where are you going now?
The chickens, they're not going to feed themselves, and Bertha hasn't been feeling right for days.
You and those bloody chickens.
There's enough for all of you. Stop screaming at me. Get back, all of you. There you go. Hi, Bertha. Feeling a little better today?
Just thought I'd clarify that Hal doesn't always talk to chickens. Bertha is the exception.
Can you stop interrupting?
Sorry, but Bertha plays a vital part in the story, so I thought...
Please.
Sorry. How is she?
Her leg is healing. She'll be running about in no time.
Good. Well, seeing as she's doing okay...
You want me to go into town?
Is that okay?
No, I'm going back to bed.
How?
Oh, fine.
Thank you. So, if you could get me a bag of potatoes from Marley because she owes me those eggs from last week. And then if you could go to... Oh, I keep forgetting his bloody name. The guy with the beard who owns the shop next to Marley.
Sam?
No, not him.
I think you do mean him.
Yep, you're right, I do. Some new scissors from him, a bit more cloth from Lilith, not the cheap kind you got last time. Maybe some bread as well, and... Let me write you a list. Now, what did I say? Potatoes from Marley, scissors from Sam, cloth but not the cheap kind, a loaf of bread. Actually, make that too.
And so off Hal goes into town, bumping into people as he goes.
He's basically the opposite of Beil in that film from years ago.
The town adore him.
And all are in on the massive secret that Hal knows nothing about.
Can you stop?
What?
We're about 5 minutes in and you already given out spoilers.
It's called foreshadowing.
Oh, I'll foreshadow you in a minute.
What does that even mean?
Please, just be quiet.
But...
Let me do the talking for a little while, okay?
Okay.
So, off Hal goes into town, bumping into people he's known all his life as he flits from shop to shop. Then he stops, right in front of the library. It's a huge building, and the oldest he'd ever seen, with great big columns rising up to the sky in each corner. It's a relic from before the war, the only building that the South refused to destroy because of some library in years gone by.
Alexandria.
What?
The library was called Alexandria, and it got burned down.
And how do you know that?
Reading.
I didn't know you could read.
Back again?
Yeah, my mum's making a hat for you as well as a coat.
Oh, tell her thank you.
I will. Can I?
Go for it. You know I already picked one out for you. It's about this monk who experimented with peas. Obviously, if that sounds dreary, which it does now that I've said it out loud, you don't have to read it.
Thanks, Leo. Gregor Mendel. I'll give it a go.
Experience of artificial fertilization, such as is effected with ornamental plants in order to obtain new variations in color, has led to the experiments which will here be discussed. The striking regularity with which the same hybrid forms...
Bertha? Bertha? Bertha?
She couldn't have gone far, love. She's only a chicken.
She could have gone anywhere.
There's plenty of other...
She was almost better. What if she gets eaten by a fox or something? What if she finds the gate and doesn't know what it is because she's a chicken, touches it and then... Well, I don't think the magic would find a chicken very worthy.
How? Come on, love. You know that the story about the gate isn't real.
There are stories, Mum. People have written first-hand experiences. It's all there in the library. Why would people write about it if there wasn't some truth to it?
Those are children's stories, Hal. There's nothing beyond the gate, and more importantly, there isn't one. You need to stop with this utter nonsense. Go out, get a job like your friend Arela. That girl has her head screwed on right. Reading doesn't prepare you for life, especially about gates and triangles and... What was it today? Peas? The real world has no time for your silly little childish stories. How?
I'm fine.
I didn't...
You did.
This is your home. Why do you want to go swanning off to somewhere you don't even know is real or not?
I'm going to go look for Bertha.
Halsom.
I'm going to look for Bertha.
Be careful.
I'll try.
Don't go too far into the forest.
Thought you didn't believe in the gate.
There could be wolves, or you could get lost, or both.
I'm not a little girl in a red coat. See you later.
Be safe.
The forest gets darker the further you go, and it feels like night by the time Hal realizes that he is indeed well and truly lost.
Lost enough to feel like the little girl in a red coat, nearly eaten by the wolf. Except he doesn't think there will be a woodsman to save him.
None of those books in Leo's library told him how to survive in the woods. Mandel and his piece, although a revolutionary idea, don't tell you how to navigate through ferns and brambles.
The stars could have been a way out.
But despite reading Copernicus and Galileo, Hal wouldn't know how to read them.
If you could see them in the first place, as the branches are thick and bunched together.
The reason for this adventure has all been forgotten about. The forest has taken over.
As forests tend to do in folklore. But you know what forests also do in those stories?
What?
They start the adventure.
Be it little girls who step from the forest path?
Or siblings leaving a trail of breadcrumbs.
It is in the forest that the hero finally finds their way.
Which seems a little ironic.
And why is that?
'Cause he's lost right now.
You just had to ruin the mystery, didn't you?
Well, it's just a bit odd you saying that he's going to find his way in the forest when he's lost. In the forest.
It's called emotive language. Getting the audience engaged.
I think it's weird, that's all.
Are you done? Good. It's almost pitch black, a little cold and damp. Thorns can pull at frayed clothing, and gnarled roots can trip an unsuspecting foot. Animals call out, the death call of a raven, not the lilting voice of a songbird, for those creatures were left at the forest's edge. Suspicious rustling could be a wolf or a witch, but it's probably just a mouse. Imagination can run wild in the wilderness.
Here the bird of sorrow lays down her weary head. Her feathered wings and songs so sweet greet the world at rest. Come, little blackbird, come look and see. Your lover's gone a-hunting worms for your tea. But where could he have gone, little blackbird cries. I did not see him leave because there's something in my eyes. Come, little blackbird, come look and see. He'll be back home soon to your little tree. I can hear him now.
Little blackbird wails.
Oh, don't eat my brains!
What?
Because that's what happens in the forest.
I'm not...
I read that in a fairy tale. You're a girl.
Yeah.
And you're in purple?
Is that okay with you?
I've just never seen someone wear purple before.
Right.
And your eyes, they're so green.
Thanks.
Why'd you sneak up on me?
You never know who's lurking in the woods. You could have been a murderer.
And how do you know that I'm not?
A thin twig like you shouting for his mom doesn't exactly make you the scariest looking thing in here.
That's mean. But again, why were you following me?
I recognise that poem. Thought I might know you from somewhere. What's your name?
Hal. Well, Halsom, really. But my mum only calls me that when she's mad. Everyone else just calls me Hal. You?
Forest.
That's a weird name.
Well, it's not actually.
What?
My real name.
What is your real name?
I can't tell you that. Secret forest things, you know.
Wait, do you live here? In the forest? So you called yourself Forest because you live in the forest?
Blame my parents.
Creative.
Look, we don't need to talk about that right now, okay? I heard you calling out. Do you need help getting back or not?
You know the way out?
Kind of. Here I have this.
A compass. I've read about these. How'd you get one?
It was a present from someone. From here, your village should be directly north, which is... Aha, that way.
Right. Thank you. Through the trees, into the pitch black, where I could get eaten by wolves.
I don't think there are wolves.
Yeah, but there could be.
There aren't.
So you'd let me go alone?
Do you want me to come with you and hold your hand?
No. I mean, yes, just not the hand-holding part. Feels kind of weird.
I suppose.
Can we get going then?
You seem very trusting of someone you just met.
I don't exactly have many options. Anyway, if you'd wanted to eat my brains, then you would have already done that.
You're a bit strange.
Thank you.
And so our two protagonists duck under branches and step over roots by the light of a match.
They chat and laugh and tell jokes as they make their way through the trees, forest using the compass as their aid.
And then they're there, back on the outskirts of Tima.
From here, the village looks peaceful.
It's the golden hour, and everything seems perfect.
The cobbled streets and wooden houses are the picture of the rural north, scenic and a little rough around the edges.
There's an awkward moment as the two stand at the border between woodland and village, where Forest and Hal don't quite know how to say goodbye after having only just met.
It's like they shouldn't be saying goodbye quite so soon.
So, Hal just nods at Forest.
And Forest nods back.
She waits on the edge of her namesake for a little while afterwards, just watching with a forlorn smile. Her fingers grip the bark of a tree, the very tips turning white. It's only as you look a little closer that you realize her eyes are a mixture of happiness and sadness, and that the tears that drip onto the woodland path are indecipherable between the two. She watches as Hal and his mother embrace, watches as Xara tenderly kisses his forehead, watches as his shoulders relax at the prospect of home.
She hates him for it.
It's a jealous hate.
A hatred that's born out of love.
She watches and waits until the moon is finally high in the sky and the stars of the Milky Way splatter the inky blackness.
Then she's gone, as if she was never there at all.
Mum, do you know a forest?
Well, yes.
You do?
The one outside our house, maybe?
No, a person. This girl that I saw, she was called Forest.
Forest? That's not a real name.
Well, it's not actually her name.
How?
She's the one who helped me get back yesterday. She had this compass and...
Did you hit your head?
What?
You had a stressful day yesterday. What with Bertha and then getting lost? It can make you see things.
Mum, I'm fine. I'm not seeing things.
I don't know anyone called Forest. Happy? It's best to just put it out of your mind.
Maybe I should try to find her again.
How?
I'll be back in a bit, and I'll try not to get lost this time.
Don't.
It'll be fine.
Halsom, that's enough! I put up with your stories for a long time, but that's enough now. You aren't a child anymore. You need to stop it with your obsession with fairy tales. There's no girl called Forest. It was your imagination, just as it is for Magic and the Gate. So, drop it. Grow up, Hal. Please. You really scared me yesterday. I didn't know where you were, and I thought... Then you come back hours later and talk about this girl. What am I supposed to think? I can't chase after you anymore. So you need to stop chasing these fantasies. You have a life here, with me, with Leo, and Arela. So, no more of this. I don't want to talk about it anymore with you.
Then maybe I shouldn't stay here anymore.
Halsom, don't.
I'm not going far.
Just not into the forest, okay?
I'll be with Leo.
Hal's normal routine seems to change overnight. Adventure right under his nose.
He goes about his daily tasks as normally as he can.
While glancing over his shoulder, hoping to see a glimmer of the girl.
And to avoid his mother's all-knowing looks.
But if she's not looking, then that's when he goes back onto the forest's edge to search, because it's too daunting to enter on his own.
And when that doesn't work, he takes his frustrations out on books in the library.
Which all tell him the same thing. The gate is merely a myth and a fairy tale, just as his mother said.
Sorry.
You don't like the book?
No. I mean, I do. It's just not giving me the information that I want.
Books should be treated with a little more respect.
I know.
And so should your mother.
She told you.
She's my friend. I care about her. Listen, Hal. She tries her best, and she loves you.
I know.
She told me about this girl you found in the forest.
You don't believe me either.
Oh, on the contrary. There's much more out there than Tima. You just haven't been looking in the right place. But your mom is right to be worried about you. It's her job. And it's my job as a father-type figure to contradict that. Read the title.
Tales Beyond the North, Fact or Fiction by Leonardo Boydell.
The difference between fact or fiction is much closer than you think. It's just the or, really. That or is the difference between seeing and believing. Most people, like your mother, just see the idea of the gate, which to them makes it a fairy tale. For you believe it. You believe that this is real, and you mustn't think otherwise, or it stops being real. If you believe you can find it, Hal, you will. The question is, do you believe it?
Yes.
Then believe. And look closer. You never know what could be hidden between the pages.
Do you think that the gate at the end of the world is real?
Maybe once you find your little friend again, they'll know.
Yeah, but do you think it's real? Not just a fairy tale?
Who knows what's really lurking in the forest? Read the book, Hal. They are the greatest weapon in the world, after all.
Believe it. I don't see anything. The war, no. The lore behind fairy tales, no. Oh, this is no different to school. The gate, okay, right? Nope. Just the improbability that it's real. Great. What did he say? Hidden between the pages. But they're really thin. Not this one. It's thicker. What if they were stuck together? What's on this page? Tima, the library, the square, Team Forest, and above. The gate's on this map! Sorry. Leo, look.
A map?
Look at the top. The gate's on it. And there's loads of little paths leading to it.
So it appears.
Does this mean I could find it?
Do you believe you can?
Yes, I do.
Then go do it. The gate would be a wonderful thing to see.
Come with me.
This is your adventure. Et fortitudo et animi et manent in me viren.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. Go, Hal. If your mom asks after you, I'll tell her you're stacking shelves or something.
Thank you, Leo.
Good luck. I hope you find your little forest friend, too. I wonder who she is. I should tell Xara about this.
At the edge of the forest, a boy stands on the precipice of adventure.
Something has changed.
What scared him has become enticing. What told him to stay away teases with, "Come close." What was once malicious temptation has become warm.
Less like the darkness of folklore, more like the excitement of a fairy tale. Similar to that fine Midsummer's Eve a certain playwright wrote about. Mischief is afoot here, and Hal can almost imagine sprites and nymphs dancing with one another.
But no such thing happens.
The trees stay still, and the water bubbles off towards the sea.
But magic is still there, just under the surface, bubbling, waiting. Hal steps once.
And again.
The map tells him to go south, along long-forgotten paths winding through the foliage.
He doesn't rush and watches as the thin path grows and grows until it is perhaps 10 feet wide.
There's a light in the distance, growing brighter and brighter.
Holy shit.
The gate.
Finally found it.
Can you stop doing that?
I didn't mean to.
You need a little bell around your neck so people know where you are. Why are you smiling at that?
My dad used to tell me something similar. Well done for finding the gate.
Oh, it's real. I mean, really real. I just knew the stories had to come from somewhere. Wait, how did you get here? Do you have a map?
Not exactly, I just knew how to get here.
Right.
Tell me about the stories.
What do you mean? Did you not get brought up on them?
No. Sit down, tell me.
Where do you want me to start?
The beginning.
Scientists don't exactly know where or when or how everything began, but one of the ideas is a big bang and then loads of things got pulled together by gravity and...
Start with the war.
What did you just say?
The stories. I don't know. It's not the start of the universe.
Okay then. There was a war between the North and the South, where the South won and got to keep its monarchy, its money and prosperity, as had been that way for all of history. The North stayed as poor as it had always been. To stop another war breaking out, they put a great big gate in the middle of the country to keep each side separate.
But how do you get stories, fairy tales?
The war is the start of every fairy tale because we don't know if it actually happened or not. There are no books from that part of history, just poems, songs, stories, like the Blackbird one the other day. So the gate, that's not really a gate, just a big block of magic that tests worthiness, is plonked somewhere in Team Forest, which is impenetrable, by the way. The only people who can go through it, first of all, have to have a key, which only the monarchy from the south and their most trusted advisor can have, and have to be deemed worthy enough to pass through. Otherwise... or something.
Is that it?
That's just a setup. I'm choosing which story to tell. Psh. Okay, I've got one. Once upon a time, 100 years ago, there was a princess who was curious about what the key around her father's, the king's, neck did. On her 18th birthday, she was told of the gate for the first time and immediately wanted to go through. Her father said no, but the princess snuck out in the middle of the night to the gate. She saw how poor and desperate the North was, so asked the king for help, who said no. And so, every week, she would go to the North and help in some small way. But soon, she began to fall for a boy there. One day, she brought him home through the gate and, astounded by the selflessness of the princess, asked for her hand in marriage. When the king found out, he condemned the boy to death, another casualty of war. But then the magic imbued in the gate saved him and turned him into the first cloud dragon. The princess then went to the gate and asked for the same, so that the two of them could be united at last.
A good story.
It can't just be a story. It can't. Not that I know the gate is real.
Want to go through?
We need a key. Are you...
What if the stories are true? What if there is something beyond the gate? What if it's your destiny to go through?
Are you serious? I can go with you.
I think you're worthy enough.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Listen to me carefully here. One wrong move and...
Okay.
So, take my hand.
That still feels wrong.
Then I need to point. Then run when I say. Now!
Can I open my eyes now?
Just a little further.
If you guide me into a tree,
I won't.
you might. What's that noise?
Something out of a fairy tale.
This isn't funny, Hal. Holy shit.
Ta-da!
It's real.
I know.
The gate.
I know.
So does that mean it's all?
Yep.
You weren't lying?
Nope.
And there's another...
Yeah.
You've seen it?
Everything's true.
How many times have you been?
More than I can count. Mum gave me the key on my birthday.
Oh. It's beautiful.
Do you want to come have a look?
Really?
I want you to.
Okay.
You need to do exactly as I say. Otherwise... Okay? So just take my hand. Then run when I say... Now.
Delaying the Ashes, Act 2, an audio play written for T24 by Hannah Grayson and Emily Berry.
Oh, you could have warned me.
It takes a bit of getting used to.
What's that smell and where are we?
Welcome to Byron. Well, the Royal Orchard.
But I thought the entrance would be in a forest, like...
Fairy tales can be wrong.
Right.
The smell is chemical fertilizer.
Where's it coming from?
The trees. Well, not really. I never understood how it worked. Something to do with roots. It's not natural, obviously. Some scientists experimented on all the trees here. Look, tell me what's different about each tree.
I can't, really.
Exactly. They're all the same type of tree, genetically coded to give a variety of fruit. Each branch holds a different type.
Ah, that's kind of like Mendel and his peas.
Who?
Doesn't matter.
Wanna try one?
Are we allowed?
Yes.
You don't sound so sure of that. What are you?
It's not like anyone can stop me now.
Forest.
Don't start. Which one do you want?
The apple.
If what?
Please.
There we go.
Who dare eats from the Royal Orchard? Speck, youngling, 'tis not that hard.
That's a cloud dragon.
Yup.
It's huge.
She's a baby. And she can hear you.
She's beautiful.
I do not care for your pleasantries, young sir. You have stolen, and charges must incur 30 shillings for that apple in your hand, and 30 more for trespassing on this land.
Let me handle this. My dear Dragonette, couldn't you just let this one slide? We were hungry, and what's 2 less pieces of fruit? Surely, if you could find it in your fluffy heart to let us go. Wait, are you Dagath, protector of the skies?
That is my name. What you've said is true. I am the protector of the skies. But who are you?
That's a whole mess that no one's going to understand right now. But I've heard good things, fantastic things. You're going to end up as something quite great.
Something great, you say? Well, I'm not surprised. Only those who can't see that go around without any eyes. But you did not answer my question, and so you must state your occupation and intention before it's too late.
Hi there.
I-
Dagath, was it? Yep. We are merely simple farmers whose crops failed this winter. Our intention was not harmful, and so we humbly apologise.
There is no hint of falsehood within your words. For you to be farmers does not seem absurd. Be off on your way. Do please be hasty, and don't forget your spoils, for I'm sure they are tasty. But one more thing before you young ones depart. I have a question that comes straight from the heart. Are you two related? You have the same nose and a likeness that goes all the way down to your toes. Oh well, your faces reveal that this is not true. Dagath is sorry. Enough talking. Be off with you.
We should do as she says.
Yeah. Do they always speak in rhyme?
Yes.
This is amazing.
Anything like you thought it would be?
Yes and no. There are some things that are exactly how I pictured. I mean, just how clean everything is, how beautiful, how rich it all is. But other things like that building, just there, the big one. That looks like the library at home.
Which one? The gold one?
No, the one with the 3 spires.
That's the palace.
Wow.
Do you have anything like this market back home?
Not really. There are a couple of places in Lansted that sell trinkets and things, but they're not cheap. And nothing like this. What is it?
It's a cloud diamond. They used to be really rare, but now they're not because there are so many dragons.
It's beautiful.
I can get it for you if you want.
No, I couldn't.
My treat.
What would I do with a trinket like that anyway?
Sell it, get some money, move somewhere new. I don't know.
Seems like a waste.
Fair enough.
Wait, that's a library? But outside?
A bookshop?
So you can...
Buy books to keep?
Really? You can do that?
Can you not do that back home?
No, you just borrow them.
Want me to get you one?
No. No, you don't have to. Forest? Great, I bet it's going to take me ages to find her again.
You were meant to follow me.
Oh, well, how was I meant to know that?
Intuition? Anyway, here.
Oh, it's beautiful. How much was it? I couldn't possibly.
It's a gift.
But it has, what? 7 cloud diamonds.
It's fine. Honestly. What's it about?
You didn't even read the back?
No, I didn't think that was too important.
Secrets of the South, Fact or Fiction by Leonardo Boydell. Sounds familiar.
The vendor said it was limited edition.
Thank you, Forrest.
You're welcome.
You two lovelies look like you could do with a sit down and a cup of tea.
No, thank you.
Go on, young man. Treat your sweetheart to a scone or a jam tart.
Oh, we're not.
Oh, just have a sit down. A tea and sweet treat.
We were heading over to the...
My treat. You can pay me back another time.
If you insist.
I do. So, what are you wanting? Tea, scone, or something else?
Just bring us what you think is best.
Tea and scone it is, then.
That was a little...
Yeah.
Feels remarkably like home. Can't describe it.
Is that a good thing?
Yes, and... No, I don't know.
I could bring everyone. Make them believe me. Make them see that I'm not crazy. Not when there's a whole world out there. Mum, obviously. I'd have to bring Leo. And Arela.
Arela?
Yeah, my best friend. She's amazing. Helps the little butchers.
No!
What?
It's not safe. You can't possibly...
Not safe? Then why are we here if it's not safe?
No. It's safe here. You're safe here. But you can't be friends with her anymore. You can't be close with her, not anymore.
Oh, and why is that?
Just trust me.
I hardly know you. I met you, what, yesterday, and now you're telling me who I can and can't be friends with?
That's not what I meant.
Then what did you mean? Why did you bring me here? Why are you so afraid of even the mention of Arela?
I'm not afraid of her.
You're lying.
Dad.
Dad.
Sorry. Me and my dad fought a lot. I didn't mean to. It was wrong of me to comment on your friendship with...
Okay then, I've got 2 lots of tea and scones. Ooh, trouble in paradise?
Thank you for the food.
Enjoy.
Can we forget I ever said anything about her?
Sure. Drink your tea before it gets cold. Can we do this again?
Tomorrow?
Yes, please.
Days pass into weeks as Hal and Forrest grow closer, meeting every day at the entrance to the gate.
Byron becomes a teenager's playground where Hal doesn't stop to question how they get away with their antiques.
Until one day, Forrest doesn't appear at the gate, even though Hal waits for what feels like hours.
So he makes the walk to Landstead to talk to Arela about the new world only talked about in fairy tales. Be back by 1, Arela. I mean it this time.
Okay, I will.
Can't have my best apprentice wandering off now, can I?
I'll see you in an hour, okay?
Ari, over here.
Hey, I brought you a sandwich, ham and pickle. Don't say I never listened to you.
Thank you.
You look too skinny.
Thank you?
Budge up. You haven't been here for a while. Thought you disappeared on me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
A letter would have been nice. Just something to say hi.
I lost track of time.
Library again?
Not exactly.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I have been reading.
Right. Are you okay? You seem a bit...
What?
Different.
Different? That's not a very nice thing to...
Not different. Odd.
Oh, that's even worse.
In a good way.
How can someone be different and odd in a good way?
You're not rambling, for one. You look happier, brighter. It's nice to see. So, what was so important earlier?
I found the gate.
How?
And before you say anything, that's where I've been.
What?
Listen, shut up, eat your sandwich. It's in Teen Forest. I found a map and followed the path, and there it was. Like it had always been there, and beyond the gate there's a whole city. Well, there's fields first, but there's a city all gleaming and rich, and it's called Byron. Do you remember that fairy tale?
The one with the rabbit who tricks the fox into touching the gate?
No, the one with the princess who uses the key to get through the gate.
The dragon one?
One of the dragon ones, yes. Well, the key actually exists.
Are you drunk?
What?
You got into your mother's liquor stash again, didn't you? Well, where is it?
What are you doing?
I know it's in your bag.
Hey!
There's no use hiding it from me, Hal.
There's nothing in there.
I know you too well, and that's the bag you always bring when you...
My sandwich.
Just give it up already.
Harry!
God's sake, Hal.
Arela!
There's obviously something in it.
Oh, Mama's gonna kill me.
No, she won't.
No, she will. She's only just washed these. Oh, bloody hell, it looks like I've shat myself. Harry, look what you've done. I'll send my mother's wrath your way. I bloody hope it's only mud. Arela?
So you steal things now?
What?
Is this what you've been doing? You become a thief?
No, what? Oh, the book.
Yes, Halsom. The book.
I didn't steal it.
Then how'd you come across something like this? Because there sure isn't anything like for sale around here.
It was a present from Byron, the city from beyond the gate.
Yeah, of course it was. Just like how there are dragons made out of clouds.
I don't steal.
Did you go to one of the big houses in Ian?
I've already told you where I got it from.
So you're a thief and a liar. Oh, I see how it is.
Harry, bloody hell. When have I ever lied to you? Exactly. Look, I know it's far-fetched, but it really does exist. Come, see it. Not just through a book. Please.
How?
I want to show it to you.
I start back working.
It won't take long.
Okay. Do you not have a match?
I've come here so much, I don't need one.
How much further is it? I really should get back to...
I'm not far now. Can you see that light up ahead?
What's that noise?
You didn't pay attention to the fairy tales, did you?
Seriously, how?
I'd never let anything hurt you, okay? Trust me. Come on.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's different than I thought it would be.
Really?
More magical. How?
It's a friend.
A friend?
Hal, I'm so sorry I'm late. Oh. Hi.
Hey.
Arela, this is Forrest. She's the one with the key. Forrest, this is Arela, who I told you about the other day.
That's a very odd name.
We've already had this conversation.
I was just going to say it's nice. It suits you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to show her Byron. Please.
Do you think she's worthy?
Forrest?
It's okay. I can go back.
No. You're coming. Forrest, I'm sure it'll be fine.
No.
It would mean the world to me.
Fine. But I'm coming with you.
Thank you.
Hold hands, and then run when I say...
So, what are you thinking?
That I've hit my head and ended up in some weird dream.
That's probably the side effects from the gate.
That didn't happen to me.
That's 'cause you're a little bit...
What?
Odd?
Not this again.
Well, you are a bit different.
That's exactly what I thought.
Oh, please don't gang up on me.
You brought me along, so it's your fault.
Don't be rude. Hey, Forrest, what are all these flags for?
Maybe it's a festival. Look, there's a stage.
Maybe.
What's on the flags?
Oh, that. That's the royal seal.
What sort of bird is it?
A blackbird. The royal family believed it gave them good luck.
Cute.
People are gathering around the stage. Want to go a little closer?
Yeah, sure. God, is that...
Dagath. Yup.
She's grown.
That's a cloud dragon.
Yeah.
To the people of this city, I wish you good day. 'Tis now the time to conduct a annual play. Now, as you all know, poetry and rhyme are components key, which is why our council have chosen me. The 15-year-old story that you're about to hear is true, something which should be common knowledge to most of you. But for the younglings and those from out of town, I present how royalty from off the perch fell down. We begin in the palace, right there on the hill, with King Morot, and how at once he fell ill, with a fever, a stroke, and blood loss so great, for him to die there was a matter of fate. The last words he spoke on his deathbed were of succession and his son, who have dubbed Ed. For his son was merely a crying newborn, whose true name died on his mother's lips, and for that we mourn. The best doctors in the land could not help, so Ed was left an orphan prince, poor whelp, and left in the grubby hands of his father's court, where tension was high and battles were fought, not of the violent kind, not for a while, just a tad malicious, with advisers running around in the dark, all suspicious. And then one day Lord Wilkinson struck mighty hard, with such violence that cannot be said by this bard. No matter, but what must be understood is that the floors of the palace were coated with blood. The one thing that the people all knew, this was no revolution, this was a coup. Our beloved prince, snatched from his cradle, and all the palace staff, back then young and able, were never found, dead or alive, and so Viren was forced into strife. With Wilkinson in charge, life was no fun, no parties or games, just clouds blocking the sun. Yet, as soon as Wilkinson had ascended to power, the people were angry and the people were louder. They wanted their prince back, alive and well, because he should be living as far as we can tell. And so with Wilkinson rotting in prison alone, we soar to the skies for our prince to come home.
Do you reckon any of it is actually true?
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. I think it was the rhyme. Makes everything a little exaggerated.
Forrest, you know more about this world than us.
I've heard the story before.
And is it true?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see if this prince comes back.
Well, I hope he does. His people love him. It's plain to see.
Here's hoping.
So, Ari, what do you think of this place?
It's beautiful, really. I never knew such a place existed, or shiny and rich. I mean, everyone here looks so happy.
It's great, isn't it?
It doesn't seem like it should be real. It feels kind of fake.
How? Look, that bookseller from last time is here. Why don't you...
Yeah, okay.
So, Ari, now that he's gone, why don't you tell me what you're actually thinking?
I told how exactly what I was thinking.
Now we both know that's not true.
But how?
I can just tell.
Well, I
Go on.
I didn't want to burst Hal's bubble of this perfect life that he's imagining here. It all seems wrong, like a fairy tale that shouldn't have happened.
Isn't that how fairy tales start?
Are you saying that we're in...
No, obviously not.
What did you mean then?
Fairy tales often start with things out of place. The hero is somewhere different to where he should be, then finding who he should be in a forest. Do you think he should stay in Tima?
Is that a trick question?
No, I just want to know.
It's up to him.
But I want to know what you think he should do.
Tima is his home. It's where his family is, where his life is, where...
You are?
Yes, alright, yeah. He's my best friend, of course. I want him to stay, but if he wants to leave, then I'm not going to stop him. He wouldn't let me.
But you wouldn't leave him here alone? Would you try and take him back through the gate?
I don't know why.
Would you kill to get him to love you?
What? Who are you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm just trying to fix something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Ari, please don't start.
Arela.
Arela? Fine. Look, sometimes I get too far ahead of myself. I'm sorry. Here, take this. Take it. It will get you anything you want. You just have to show it.
How does that work?
It's like a currency. Go, try it out.
Thank you.
He'll be safe now, and you'll never get the chance to ruin our lives again.
Oh, Forest, there you are. Sorry, I got a bit lost, and then there were more books further along, and I got distracted. And... Where's Arela?
Oh, she went home. Said something about her lunch break.
But...
She'll be fine. Honest. I took her back to the gate and let her through.
She didn't like it, did she?
No. I didn't want to tell you. She didn't either. Was worried it would break your heart.
Looks like she's done that anyway.
She's happy in Tima.
Lance did.
She didn't want to spoil your fun. Don't worry about her anymore.
Okay.
Come on, shall we keep going? It is festival day after all.
Sure.
We've got lots more adventures to have.
Yeah. Forest?
Yeah?
I'm glad I met you.
What did he say?
Noon, tomorrow.
That soon?
Having doubts?
No. What does he want for it?
The seal. Thinks he can get good money for it on the black market.
Did he get any information on the girl I told you about?
Never heard of her. Can't be royal, that's for sure. The only royal at that age would be the prince. Are you sure it was a girl? Could it be the trauma playing tricks on you?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Your memory can easily be altered down here. How long have you been waiting for a trial?
3 years.
That's enough time to go mad.
I'm not mad.
How do you know? You could just be talking to a ghost of the past.
And you, Lord Wilkinson, could be talking to a ghost of the future. A future where you're not rotting, waiting for the prince to hear your plea on trial.
A future without loyalists.
One where I get to go home.
And I get revenge on the people who never understood what I stood for.
They'll remember us. As soon as Hal sees the flames spring from his precious city, he'll come running and Forest will follow.
Burn it to the ground, so that even if the prince returns, he'll come back to nothing.
Until tomorrow. No more delaying of the ashes. Viren will burn, and so will Hal.
Delaying the Ashes, Act 3, an audio play written for T24 by Grayson and Emily Berry.
"3 years is a long time to rot, but it's the right time to flourish. In Hal's eyes, the world has grown brighter as he's learned Viren's culture, read Secrets of the South more times than he can count, and spent countless hours talking to Dagath.
But what he can't yet see is how stagnant the city is.
The blind worship of an absent prince makes the population easy to crush.
His friendship with Forest has become all-encompassing, which blinds him just as much as the people of Viren.
Even so, he creeps ever closer to finding out the truth."
I managed to get everything on your list, though Sam wasn't too happy about how much bread you wanted.
Well, it is mostly for you, you know. You've gotten a lot bigger. Look at you. You're taller than me now. You better stop or you'll hit the ceiling.
All right, Mum.
Here, sit down. Tell me about your day.
Well, I went to the library quite early on because Leo said he still needed to show me this book about orchard growing. Something about ripeness. Nothing about peas, though, sadly. So we ate, talked about the fruit. There are these little things called grapes. I'd imagine they're pretty sweet tasting. Then he told me about wine, which was fun. Not as good as cider, but I'll take it. Then we went back to the marketplace.
In Lansted?
In Lansted? Yep. We went to almost every stall because they change every Thursday, and today's Thursday, so, may as well visit each stall. Then we had lunch, but it turns out she doesn't like scones with raisins in them.
She?
He as in Leo. But yeah, over lunch we talked about the kingdom's philosophy on royalty and what could work in the future. Hypothetically, of course. What?
I wasn't aware Tima was a kingdom. Or had a philosophy.
Well, that's all a matter of perspective. Because if you think about it, Lansted and other villages are kind of in our district of Team, and as such that would make someone in Tima royalty, and as such that would make Tima a kingdom with its own philosophy.
And that Leo was miraculously a she now. You didn't go see Leo today, did you?
Yes, ask him. I was there reading about orchards.
Halsom, if you have a girlfriend, Hal, you can tell me.
What? No, I don't.
Is it one of the girls from the village?
No.
Oh, Lansted.
No, Mum.
Is it Arela? Oh, please tell me it's her. I haven't seen her for ages. Have you been hiding her from me?
No. Not Ari. I haven't seen her in years.
Oh, Hal, love, I'm sorry. Did something happen between you?
No. Everything was fine, then nothing. I sent her letters, but...
Well, why don't you go see her in person?
I don't think she'd want to.
People drift sometimes, sweetie. That's life. There are people that I once knew who I thought would be my greatest friends, but that's just it. You see people slowly slip away until one day you barely speak.
Pepis est maxima medicus.
What was that?
Something I heard. Time is a great healer.
Where did you hear that?
A friend.
Not a fairy tale.
Oh, shit, Leo.
How?
I've got to go. I'm late.
For what?
For actually going to see Leo.
Give him my love.
See you later.
It's pronounced tempst est maximum medicus. How? Not long now, and then you'll know the truth.
Would you rather listen to Dagath for an hour straight or walk over hot coals?
Hot coals.
Really?
Have you heard Dagath lately? She's advancing into better vocabulary every day. Soon she'll find a word she can't rhyme and combust.
You have a good point. Your turn.
Would you rather eat one of those weird bug things Valerie showed us the other day, or have to always walk backwards?
That was awful, even for you.
Just answer it.
The first one.
I'm bad at this kind of thing.
I can tell.
What other games did you used to play with your mum then?
That one, obviously. They're the same thing, but nice versions of it. My dad would always try and join in, but he could never come up with a second option.
They sound nice.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just dust. Come on, you know how worried Valerie gets.
Hiya, kids. Good day.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Scone.
No, not today. I wanted to ask you something.
Ask away.
I was talking to Dagath yesterday. Well, not necessarily talking, just listening to her babble on. And she kept mentioning these palace people. Now, I've never really heard anything about them.
And I hadn't either.
So we thought...
Why not ask you?
Well, there's a fairy tale for you.
So, they weren't real, just a fairy tale.
Oh, on the contrary, they were very real.
But...
We just turned them into a fairy tale to teach the kids.
We?
The common folk. See, the palace people were those who worked and lived in the palace when the lost prince was born. You've heard of the lost prince, haven't you?
Dagath does a little speech about it.
At the Remembrance Festival, yes. And you remember in her speech how the palace stuff and the prince were never found?
Yes?
Well, it's said that the palace people knew of the coup and took the prince to safety.
And he's never been found?
No. Ein fortitudo et animi mai viren. I just hope they're all safe. Because there was this one man, the librarian. By gosh, was he a looker.
Wait, what did you just say? Not the librarian, the Ein Fortitude...
Ein fortitudo et animi in me viren.
You know it too, Forrest?
It's our saying, a motto. Something the palace people started.
How are you okay?
I've heard that before.
Of course you would have. You are Vrenyan, aren't you?
No,
You both look Vrenyan. Same nose shape, dark hair.
The only time I've heard that is back home.
This is your adventure. Ein fortitudo et animi in manus in me viren.
Leo. But how? How could he have known?
Maybe he just read about it?
There are no books about the South, about Viren. There's no mention of the word Viren in any books I've read. The only thing about the gate was in the book Leo gave me, and even then...
How? Come, sit down.
You said the palace people started that saying.
Well, they just repopularized it, really.
Can you remember their names? Anyone's? Leo?
The librarian was called Leonardo. Hated being called like that, so we just called him Leo. Oh, very nice to look at.
Tales Beyond the North, Fact or Fiction by Leonardo Beil.
Sounds familiar.
The
Difference between
sender
facts
said
and
it
fiction
was
is much closer than
limited
fiction.
edition.
He lived here. He knew about the gate the whole time.
The what now?
The gate that separates the north from the south.
Okay, that sounds too much like a fairy tale to me.
How? We should go talk to him and let him clear everything up.
He knew, and he lied.
We don't know that yet.
How else could he have known that saying? How else would he have had that book?
How?
I need to talk to him.
I'll come with you.
Alone.
I still need to...
Can I have the key, please?
I'll
bring it straight back. Thank you.
He'll be back.
Everything is going to change now. I can feel it.
He'll still be there for you.
I went about it all wrong.
What do you mean, love?
I should have told him right away.
I'm sure, whatever it is...
No! It can't work. I've stayed too long here. I should have gone home years ago if I had fixed... Doesn't matter. Could I get a scone, please?
Way off in the distance, a storm has been brewing, and has been doing so for 18 years. Now it's closing in. Can you feel it? The slight stickiness on the very edge of your skin. It will be here soon. The thunder, the lightning, and the rain, ready to douse out the flames of anger. You should watch out for cloud dragons. They get ever so restless in a storm.
It's been 18 years, Xara.
I know that.
He should know.
No.
He already knows about Viren. Doesn't he say things to you that he shouldn't know?
Yes, but I thought they were from his books. From your book.
No. No, I think he's already been there.
But how? How could he have done that yet? He doesn't...
Have his key yet, I know that. But there are ways.
What ways?
Garvanyu.
She died years ago.
Then her child, Dagath.
She'd be too young.
He's been there, however much you deny it.
Halsom.
You knew about Viren.
Let us explain.
You used to tell me I was mad. The fairy tales couldn't exist.
How?
But you knew I was right.
We had to protect you.
Cut from what? A cloud dragon?
How? There are people beyond the gate who wanted to hurt you.
I haven't encountered any of them so far.
We had to get you out and through the gate. It was the only way. Look, the average Vrinian knows nothing about the gate, nothing about the war or the North.
Yet here the gate is taught to everyone. The war is the first thing we learn in school.
Halsom, things are very different here. The North was damaged much more than the South. The gate is people's only way of giving children hope.
I can show you books if you...
Ones that you've written, Leonardo.
Hal?
I want to know the truth. From the beginning, and don't leave anything out.
We grew up in Viren. Born and raised there. It was a magical place. And stayed the same as we grew.
I got a job working in the palace library. Not the librarian, not at first. Just an assistant.
And I was a maid to the Queen.
Then we met.
Fell for each other.
So you're my dad? Why is that such a big secret? Were you pregnant with me during the coup? What?
No, Halsom, Leo isn't your dad.
But...
We should have told you sooner. The Queen was pregnant just before the coup. She died, and so did the King. And there was a baby without parents, so I took the baby in. Treated him as my own.
What?
Looked after him while the court tried to figure out who to put in charge, and then...
Lord Wilkinson.
Slimy little bastard.
We got word that he was going to take power. His butler overheard and told everyone.
So we left.
Used your key.
Went through the gate.
And established Tima.
The palace staff came with us.
I don't know what you're saying. I
did it to protect you. There was no other way.
Your royalty. Viren's prince. We thought it best you wait until your 18th birthday, because that's when each royal member gets their key for the gate and is told about the North.
How? Son,
But I'm not your son. Am I?
I raised you well. I did. You can't say I didn't. I had to protect you. You were so small, so sickly, and they were going to...
I'm going back. I have to fix this. I need to talk to whoever's in the palace and...
Hal, wait until you've calmed down a little.
No! I need to do more. This is why I've always felt trapped here. I have to go back.
And what about the people who would have you killed? You're not ready for the court. You'll be pulverised.
And whose fault is that?
Halsom.
No, I need to go.
How?
Don't expect me to come back.
No, Hal. Wait.
No.
At least say goodbye to Arela. She deserves that. She hasn't done anything wrong.
Ari!
Can I help you, boy?
I'm looking for Arela. Is she here?
Arela?
Yeah, she works here. I need to say goodbye.
Are you having a laugh?
No, I just need to speak to her.
That's not funny, boy.
What are you...
Arela has been missing for years.
Sorry, what?
She's gone, boy. Left one day and never came back. Something about a friend needing her.
What? How long ago was this?
3 years. Did you not see the missing posters? They're all over town. Her family are devastated. Still looking for her. Bless them.
She said she went home.
It was like she vanished overnight.
That's why it was all so sudden. That's why... I have to go.
My door.
Hal runs like he's never run before. Never one to have much common sense to begin with. The thought of Arela drives the remaining sense out of him. He doesn't think to apologize to Xara, nor say his goodbyes to Tima. He just thinks of the friend who he believed was lost to him. Barely seeing where he's going, he plows through the undergrowth, branches slashing his arms and roots tripping him up. This is the forest in a fairy tale, and it's out to get him. Between his fingers is the key, gripped so tightly his hands feel numb, but he can't stop, can hardly breathe with adrenaline, fear and hope. Forest will know what to do. Forest can help him and Arela. The gate looms before him. It has never looked so foreboding before.
The clock strikes 12, and Byron bursts into flame. The peaceful city Hal strolled through earlier that day is gone, replaced by towering fire and choking smoke so black that he can't tell whether it's night or day. Dagath must be above the clouds, he thinks, for her plumes could not cope with such pollution. As he reaches the crest of the hill overlooking Byron, the damage done to his birthplace is plain to see. Houses burn and his people scatter.
The danger of bad men.
Enjoying the view? I knew you'd come and see your city burn.
Ari,
Where's Forest?
what's going on? What?
How have you been, Halsom? Good? I haven't seen you in a while. I wonder why that could be.
I was worried about you.
If you were so worried, you would have looked for me.
Forrest said.
Oh, I bet she did. She watched as I was taken away.
Taken where? You disappeared. I thought you went home.
I rotted in a cell for 3 years. Why did you bring me here in the first place? Was it a plan to get rid of me? Did you hate me so much that the only way to ditch me was to trap me in another world?
Arela, I'm so sorry. Come back with me now. I can take you back. You just need to...
Give me the key.
No, it's not mine to give away.
You've seen what I've done to your precious city, and I'll do the same to you.
You did this.
See what they can do. I wonder what would happen if I throw one at a person. Want to try it out?
Arela.
The key, Hal. And then I might let you go live out your life here, while I get to go home and see my family.
I didn't know, I promise, I didn't know.
Why would I believe your promises now?
It won't hurt you.
I can't say the same.
Dad!
How?
Dad! Are you okay? Dad! Shit, right, okay. I need what do I need? A match, okay? How? Oh, you're okay. I thought it wouldn't have worked because it's not designed to carry two people. But you're here, thank God. Hal?
You're still wearing that purple thing.
Yeah, but...
It's faded, but I could just about see it.
How?
I've just been told that I'm the lost prince.
Oh.
You don't seem shocked.
Who
are you?
I'm Forrest. Just Forrest.
Who are you?
I...
You called me Dad.
Yes, I did.
But we're the same age?
Yes.
So how does that work out?
How?
And where are we? How did we get here?
It's a long story.
But I want to know.
I don't know where we are. I don't understand it myself. I call it the world between worlds.
Is there anything here?
No. It's too silent, too dark.
Well, how do we get here then?
Time travel. A crude version of it, I'll admit. But time travel all the same. I don't know why it brings me here every time I make a jump, but it does. You didn't exactly have a chance to explain anything to me, and then...
What?
You were my dad.
But...
Time travel.
But how?
I don't know. I don't know everything. I can't be the fountain of fucking knowledge for you all the time.
So, you're from the future? And you came back for what? To get to know me?
You died in front of me. I didn't know what to do except come here and get you to Viren earlier than you should have.
You saw me die?
And I've been trying to stop that from happening. But I don't know what to do because I thought I'd solved it. But I didn't go back to my time like I thought I would have. And now it's going to happen again. I don't know what to do.
Why did you tell me Arela had gone back home? Well?
Dad, she's dangerous. I thought that it was the best way.
She wasn't dangerous before you came along.
In the future, she kills you, she kills Mom, and then she tries to kill me.
That's in the future. That doesn't mean shit right now.
It was the only way.
Bullshit. That's absolute shit, Forrest. Because there are other ways of helping someone. You don't just throw your friends away because of something they might do in the future.
It wasn't a might. It definitely was going to happen because I was there. So I needed to get her out of the way early so you and Mum didn't have to...
No, I don't agree.
Well, it happened. Okay?
And maybe it was meant to happen. Or you could have told me what I did wrong in the future so I could stop that from happening.
You did nothing wrong.
I have. I left her alone because of you.
What did you expect me to do? You died. You fucking died. In front of me. What could I have done?
You practically told me to go back and fix this. I don't know how this works. I'm trying to save you. And I don't know what to do. You're meant to be the one who always tells me what to do. But you're not him. I thought you could be, but you're not. You're too different. Too young.
We'll figure this out. And then you can have me, well, the grown-up me, the one who's your dad, back.
What about Arela?
I'll talk to her. But once I explain and talk to her, I'll get her back.
Okay. We need to wait for the machine to recharge itself.
Okay. Forrest.
Yeah?
Thank you for saving me just now.
Forrest? 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 Did you forget your code name again, little one?
No.
Are you sure?
Sorry, Mum.
Try and remember it from now on. It's important. If you're in trouble, that's how me and your dad can protect you. Okay?
Okay.
Swear on a cloud dragon's claw.
Swear on a cloud dragon's claw.
And you remember the reason for our code names?
Yes, so that if nasty people want to hurt us, we can go into hiding. And I can't tell anyone else other than you or Dad.
Exactly, little one. Come on now. I'm sure your dad will be pestering the cooks for dinner.
Oh, look at my two favourite girls. Where did you two go today?
On an adventure.
Just to the gardens.
We played hide and seek.
She's getting very good at it. Almost too good.
Oh, good job, little one.
Can we go see Dagath tonight, Dad? She promised me she'd tell me a bedtime story.
We'll have to see. She's a very busy dragon, you know.
But...
You heard your dad. Hal, time for dinner. Come on.
Gracia.
Dad! Hi, Arela.
Princess?
Arela, I didn't expect to see you today.
You never do. I need to speak to you, Hal.
We're about to...
It's urgent? You don't mind email?
Not at all. Come on, little one. Your dad will catch up with us.
But...
Now, little one.
It won't take long.
No, Hal, I think it'd be better like this. You said to me...
Sorry, Arela, I've got a job.
Halsom, no.
How does Dad know Arela?
They're old friends.
But if they're friends, why doesn't she like me?
I don't think she likes anyone. Not even your dad much anymore. Come on, don't think about that. Dinner isn't going to eat itself.
You promise?
Things change, and I said maybe. You're already an advisor.
Not the royal advisor.
What's the difference?
You know the difference?
It's just a key.
It's not just a key. It's to get home, to get back to Landstead, to my family.
You're better here.
When we went through the gate when we were 18, you never said I wouldn't be allowed to come back. You've trapped me here, Hal. Don't you want to go back to Tima, see your mum?
No. We're both better here.
Hal, I'm just asking for the key to go home. You want me to be happy, don't you? Make me royal advisor. That's all you have to do.
I can't. I've already given the position to Dagath.
The dragon? I see how it is.
Arela, it's not personal.
It feels like it is.
Look, Dagath knows how to run a kingdom. I needed to make the right decision as Viren's king, and I need you by my side as my friend.
Friend.
As king, I need to do what's best, and having a royal advisor who'll run off at the first chance she gets isn't what I need right now.
I don't belong here.
Yes, you do. I need you by my side, so I can keep ruling as normal.
Maybe you don't need to keep ruling.
I don't like what you're implying.
You've heard rumours of another coup, haven't you? All it takes is the word from me, and everything you've worked for will come crashing down around you.
Empty threats don't scare me.
Who said they were empty?
Get out.
Think about it, Hal. The clock is ticking.
I said get out! Are you there, little one?
No.
You need a little bell around your neck so I know where you are at all times. Come on out. What Arela said, you don't need to worry about. You know what she's like.
Okay.
Just, as you get older, just remember to be honest with your friends. Sometimes they can forget things about you, and you can forget the same about them. You can lose them.
Okay.
I have something for you. It's called a compass, and will help you find your way in places you may not know.
Thank you, Dad.
Go to bed. It's late.
Halsom!
I'm sorry. I thought she was trying to help. Arela said that the person who killed Mum was on this side. That's why I took Mum's key. Where are we?
The end of the world. This is where I grew up.
But I thought...
There's no time.
Dad.
Forrest, listen to me.
But that's not my name. Why are you...
Listen. Remember your history lessons.
The coup. You had to leave until you were ready.
Exactly.
You left the South?
I only came to the south when I was 18.
I don't understand. What's that?
A time machine.
It's tiny.
It can only go back so far. Your mum and I made it when we realised...
Dad!
Princess?
Come on. Work, you stupid bloody thing.
You've got nowhere to run now.
Delaying the Ashes, Act 4, an audio play written for T24 by Hannah Grayson and Emily Berry.
Hal seemed almost smart for a second.
That's what growing up does. Makes you feel on the verge of smart, but not actually taking you there.
Bit philosophical.
Hardly. Anyway, after waiting a little for Forrest's time machine to charge enough to take two people out of the world between worlds, and a discussion...
Argument?
About whether to go back to Tima and recruit the palace people, Hal and Forrest find themselves in Hal's hometown.
Because Hal could never say no to his daughter, now and in the future.
Leo!
Hal, you came back.
We need your help. Viren's in danger. And Arela, I messed up.
We both messed up.
You must be the elusive Forrest.
Nice to meet you.
We don't have time for introductions. Viren's burning. Arela had these bottles of fire.
I remember those. It's happening again.
So we need to gather people up. The palace people, I mean. Will they come if I ask?
You're their prince.
But...
And they've been waiting for this moment for 18 years.
Okay. I'll go get Sam.
No. Me and Forrest will go. You need to go and have a chat with your mother.
She's not my mother.
That's exactly why you need to apologize. She raised you. She didn't have to, but she did. And now you're throwing that away.
Leo, we really don't have time for this.
There's always time to say you're sorry, Halsom. Come on, Forrest.
Sure. Make it quick, Hal.
How? Oh, how? You came back.
I'm sorry. I should have reacted better.
No, I should have told you sooner.
Maybe.
You were always such an adventurous boy. I thought that if I told you, it was selfish of me. I'm sorry too.
I shouldn't have said you weren't my mother. Not in the way I did.
It's okay. I was just a nanny in the end.
No, you weren't just a nanny. I never meant to make you feel like that. Even though we're not blood related, we're still family. You taught me everything I know, and I'm grateful. It's just... Why did you always say the fairy tales weren't true? It always felt like you were ashamed of me.
Oh, how? I could never be ashamed of you. I wanted to protect you. Gosh, we are a pair, aren't we? Why did you come back?
Viren's burning. I needed help. I didn't know who else to turn to.
Burning?
Arela. She was in Viren and I didn't... I left her. She's the one who's burning it down. Because of me.
How? You can't be responsible for other people's actions.
But...
You can't. But if you talk to her, if you let her know that you'll be there for her in future...
She tried to kill me.
Try, at least. Come on, let's go sort this out. Is Leo gathering people?
Yeah, how did you...
He was always so good at that.
That's a lot of people.
Are you okay?
I just didn't expect...
You are their prince.
They're expecting a speech.
A speech? No, I can't do that.
Al, you literally never stop talking. You've got this.
You must be...
Forrest.
Oh, are you and Hal?
No!
Go on, my prince. Just say what comes from the heart.
Hi, everyone. Hi. I know most of you know me as your prince, and you've seen me that way for all my life. But I've only known for a matter of hours. To me, I'm just a boy from the library who has a weird obsession with chickens. I've been to Viren a number of times now over the last 3 years. It's beautiful, and I know it's where I'm meant to be. I know it's where you're meant to be as well. While I was in Viren, I heard the story of the palace people, of you, and it made me realise just how brave you all are, and I thank you for that, from the bottom of my heart. I have something to tell you. Viren is in trouble. It's burning. People with glass bottles of fire have taken over, and I need your help to stop it. I know that it will be dangerous, but your city, your home, needs all the help it can get. You just have to believe. And I know that sounds super corny, but it's some of the best advice I've been given. Take whatever you can find. Farm tools, saucepans, it doesn't matter. Everything will help. So what do you say? That worked.
It really was quite profound.
You ready?
Yes. Let's go.
Hal leads his people through the forest which for the longest time haunted their nightmares, but now is a beacon of hope, for they are returning home.
They take the run up together, hands grasping hands in a long chain. They're through in an instant and can immediately hear the screams of the people below, even from the orchard. The smell of smoke is most potent, but it is waning. And high above, Halsey's Dagath looming and ready to strike.
The time for waiting is over.
It's time for Hal to face his destiny.
Here the bird of sorrow lays down her weary head. Her feathered wings and songs so sweet greet the world at rest. Come, little blackbird, come look and see. The lover's gone hunting worms for your tea. Where could he have gone, little blackbird cries. I did not see him leave because there's something in my eyes. Come, little blackbird, come look and see. He'll come back home soon to your little tree. I can hear him now, little blackbird wails. He says the woods are light and he's burnt off half his tail. Come, little blackbird, come look and see. At all critters big and small starting to flee. Watch the little blackbird, tree to ground as she crashes. And think how hard it must have been not to delay the ashes. Come, little blackbird, come look and see. The world that was so bright and was your destiny.
Right, we need to get to the palace. Everyone spread out. Leo, take Sam. Stop any fires you're able to.
All right, I'm on it.
Awesome. Dagath, you're my lookout. Let me know where Arela is. Mum?
I've got my pan.
Right. Forrest?
Yes.
Forrest, be careful.
I will.
Come on, let's get our home back.
Xara Bennett, what a surprise.
Wilkinson.
That's Lord Wilkinson to you.
You lost that title years ago.
It was never taken from me in the first place. Rennian law states that sentences must be carried out by royalty if it relates to treason. No prince for 18 years meant I kept my title.
And rotting in a prison, no doubt.
All thanks to you.
It wasn't me who rose up and forced the palace staff into hiding. I did what I had to do to protect the prince.
His life?
And he'll take his rightful place as King of Viren.
Ow! Take that! And that! That! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Hal, watch out! You need to watch your back.
Where did you learn to fight like that?
You.
The world that was so bright and was your destiny. See him leave because there's something.
Mr. Librarian!
Yes?
Where have you been?
Away.
Need help fighting these bastards?
If you don't mind, books are more my forte.
He says the woods are light and he's burning off his tail. Come look and see. Through critters big and small starting to flee. Watch the little
Arela!
blackbird, tree to ground.
I'm going after her.
I'm coming too.
Think how hard it must have been not to delay the
but
ashes.
hurry.
Come, little blackbird, come look and see. At the world that was so bright and was your destiny.
I knew you'd follow me here.
Ari.
Don't call me that.
I'm sorry. I just want to talk.
It's a bit too late for that.
Arela.
I want to go home. That's all I ever wanted.
Arela.
Don't you start.
You can go home. I wasn't stopping you. That's where I thought you were.
But you didn't come to check. Not for 3 years. I thought you really cared.
He does. He really does.
Why did you send me away, Forrest? What had I ever done to you?
It was a mistake. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to...
But you did. I only wanted to be your friend.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what else to do. You were going to do something in the future that
destroyed me.
Something I was going to do.
I
didn't think she had another choice, but I know she did. That's why I'm here now.
Shut up! You never came back for me. You didn't even think to look. You never cared about me, Hal. You always wanted something more. You never thought that you could have been happy with me back home.
That's not where I'm meant to be.
You're not meant to be here either. The gate is there for a reason.
Do you remember the festival about the lost prince? I'm him. That's why I always felt like I was in the wrong place. That's why I believed there was something more. So join me here. We could be happy.
No!
Forest.
I don't belong here. It all started because of the belief that you had. This stupid fairy tale that should have never been real in the first place. Let me go home, Hal. Just give me a key and I'll never bother you again.
I don't...
Please.
I'll activate it. But I won't give it to you.
How?
Let me do this. For her.
But what if she's not worthy?
It'll be fine.
Thank you. But I don't want to see you again.
Now! Arela.
The sounds of cheers ring out. Viren has been taken back.
Hal slumps to his knees, unable to even breathe.
The cheers of victory are background to Hal's heartbreak for his fallen friend.
But there is another tragedy yet to come.
Hal?
Not right now.
Dad.
What? Your hands, they're glowing. What?
I'm sorry. I thought this might happen. Not this exactly, but something like this.
What's happening?
I can't live in such an altered world.
But I can't lose you too. No, I'll find a way to...
Hal, listen to me. I've done what I had to do here. I need to go back to my time. Face my Arela.
You need to stay here. I can't do this without you.
I need to run a kingdom, just like you. Please shut up for once. I'm sorry about Arela. I'm sorry that I caused her to turn into that. Just don't think that it was your fault, because it wasn't. At all. You were a good friend to her, and you'll make a good king. I already know you will, but this time, look after all the people and listen to them. Don't use your big fat mouth so much. Reclaim what is rightfully yours, and I promise you'll fit in here.
I'll remember you. I promise I will.
I don't think you can. I was never meant to be here. But we will meet again one day. I promise you that.
But...
Dad, I'll be fine.
What's your name? Your real name, not your code name or whatever it is.
It's...
It is with great delight and wondrous cheer that I pronounce in front of all who are here the lost prince who we once mourned as High King in the place where he was born.
Unfortunate and Emily in May Viren.
Woo!
Yeah! Woo!
Oh, don't you look so grown up. Come here, you.
Mum, no, stop it. I'm the king.
I'm still your mother. How do you feel? Any different?
Not really.
That will come in time.
Maybe. It's daunting. I don't know what to expect. It's all so new.
You've been to Viren before, remember? You know how to talk to these people.
Have I? It all feels like a dream. like something out of a fairy tale.
It does feel like a fairy tale.
And there's this little thought in my head that there was something else here. Someone else. It's just like it's in the back of my mind, tucked away somewhere.
I'm sure it'll come untucked soon.
You're right. Yes, I should be going. Leo's expecting me.
Are you sure it's Leo?
Yes.
Not that girl from the library? Miya, I think her name was? All right, it's none of my business. Go, have your fun.
Hal? Is that you?
Hi. I got you this.
A rose. How do you know they're my favourite?
A hunch?
Dagath.
Maybe. She can't keep her mouth shut sometimes.
Neither can you half the time. How do you feel now that you're king?
I don't know. It's weird, but somehow right.
What is it?
Your eyes. They're like a forest.
Are they?
Sorry, you remind me of someone I can't quite remember.
You don't need to.
No, I don't.
At the end of the world, there is a gate. Half fairy tale, half real life. Stuck in that in-between stage, between fact and fiction. It's a towering colossus of magic, hidden in the depth of Team Forest, and seems impenetrable.
But it's no longer so. At least not for Halsom Bennett.
Our story ends at this gate, 203 years into your future, where things have still stayed the same.
Because you can't change everything just like that.
Hal can't change everything just like that. But he can certainly try.
That's a whole other story to tell.
As for Arela, well, poor kid. Just goes to show what bad circumstances can do to someone.
And to chickens?
Still with the bloody chicken. This was meant to be a serious moment to wrap up the play, and you're on about Bertha.
She was a very, very good chicken. A kindred spirit, one might say.
Kindred spirit, my ass.
I think that it is time, my friends, to put this tale to an end. Yet, I suppose you'll want to hear an epilogue, something from a seer. Hal grew up, grew into his throne, and rule he did, but not alone. He loved a girl who became his wife, and together they lived a happy life. Joined, they solved the kingdom's faults, and to new coups they pulled a halt. One day in spring there were shouts of glee. An heir had been born, what a sight to see! As this bundle was placed in his arms, Hal knew he would die to keep him from harm, for she had her mother's eyes, he was surest, and so, as such he would fondly call her for.
Thank you for listening to Delay in the Ashes, written and directed by Hannah Grayson and Emily Berry. The PM on this production was Katie Day, assisted by Jasmine Richards. The cast in order of appearance were Arela, played by Shannon Wood, Forrest, played by Megan Madeline Freeman, Hal, played by Harry Negus-Ross, Ash, Valerie and Wilkinson, played by Dounia, Beil, Bailey, Dagath and Oz, played by Viviana, Zachou, Xara, played by Eleanor Wood, and Leo, played by Ellis Jacobs.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. Now I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I had to leave a town called Viviana. In South Ireland, born and raised in the palace is where I spent most of my days, cleaning and cooking and frying pan jewels and helping the prince out with his school. Then a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in the neighborhood. There was one little fight and the prince was a screamer. I said, don't worry, young Hal, I'm taking you to Tima. We went to the gate with the palace staff and we used his key. Yo, it was a blast. We went through the forest and there weren't any wolves, and we turned around and said, see you later, fools. At first glance, it was badass. We joined the town and time went by fast. I raised the prince and swore to secrecy, but I could do you fucking Leo when he was free. Then Hal got obsessed with some bloody chickens. We got a pen, but then the plot thickens. He loved one that was a bit of a shit stir. She was a whore, so we called her Bertha. Well, time passed and he grew up quickly. He was no longer small, innocent or sickly. I knew the day would come and the thought was frightening. Then Leo said to me, why the fuck you lying? I didn't expect what happened next. I got into books about the past. His fairy tale obsession was not ideal, so I told him the gate isn't real. Hal grew more and more obsessed with the dream. I cannot wait until he's 18. He'll go through the gates and we'll all stare as he claims his place as Prince of Iran.